silence all watch alarms, cellular phones, and cheating units. For the safety of the performers, please refrain from the use of flash photography. Audio and video recording in any format are both strictly prohibited. At this point, we ask you to note the location of the exits in this theater. Please be aware that your closest exit may be behind you. Thank you.
Now, sir, what makes you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
No, sir, be better employed and be not a while. Know you where you are,
Oh,
sir.
sir. Very well. Here in your orchard.
And know you before whom, sir?
Hey, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, and that you are the firstborn. But the same tradition takes not away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us? I have as much of my father in me as you. What boy? Come, elder brother. Thou art too young in this. Ah! Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain? I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till this other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, be patient. For your father's remembrance, be at accord.
Let me go, I say! I will not till I please. You shall hear me. Ah! My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You've trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding from me all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor allottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortune.
What wilt thou do? Beg with that expense? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled by you. No. You shall have some part of the will. I pray you believe me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with me, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? Most true, I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. You will not have spoke such a word.
Denise!
Pause, your worship.
Was that Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door and importunes access to you.
Call him in.
Charles!
Will be good way. Tomorrow wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir.
But the old news, that is the old Duke was banished by his younger sister, the new Duchess. And 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose lands and revenues enrich the new Duchess.
Therefore, he gives them good leave to wander.
You tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her. She is at the court, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter.
Never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he's already in the forest,
Arden,
and many a merry men with him.
and many a married woman as well, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England.
They say many people flock and flip-flop to him every day and fleet their time carelessly as they did in the golden world. I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with the matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother, Orlando, have the disposition to come in disguise against me and try to fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb, shall acquit him well.
I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, use thy discretion. I had as thee found this, break his neck as his finger.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his kingdom. If ever he go alone, I'll never wrestle for prize more. So that I keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I will stir this acer. I hope I shall see an end to it. For my soul, yes, no matter why, it's nothing more than yet he's gentle, never schooled yet learned, full of noble device and of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and especially of my own people, who best know of him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler will clear all. Nothing remains but I kindle the boy thither, which now I'll go about.
Sweet cuss! I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my cuss, be married.
Here, Celia, I show more mirth than I'm a mistress of. When you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me how to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see that thou lovest me not to the full way that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished my mother, the Duchess your aunt, so thou wouldst still been with me, I could have taught my love to take thy parent for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love for me was so righteously tempered as mine is for thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
Not my mother hath no child but I, nor is she like me. And truly, when she dies, thou shalt be her heir. For everything she has taken away from thy father, of course, I will render thee again in affection. By my honor, I will. And if I break this oath, let me turn monsters. Oh, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, of being married.
From henceforth I will pass and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
I really do. To make sport with all. Love no man could earn it.
What shall be our sport then?
How now, wit, whither wandered you?
Mistress, you must come away to your mother.
Were you made the messenger?
Nay,
Fine, my honor. Let's.
I was bid to come for you.
Marry, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now. Stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had any, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, that I were. But if you swear by that that is not, you are not forsworn. And no more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he had, he had sworn it away.
Yet, prithee, who thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your mother,
For taxation of these days.
some more pity, that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly. A pity!
By troth, thou sayest true, for since little wit that fools have the silence, little foolery that wise men have made a great show. Oh, here comes Lady Flo. Ow! What's the news?
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you pretending to see the wrestling?
On my leash, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There's such odds in men. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain persuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him. Call him hither, Lady Macomb.
Monsieur, challenger, the princesses call you hither.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man!
Have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in as others do to try within the strength of my youth.
Good sir, you are too old for your years. We pray you to embrace your own safety and to give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duchess that this wrestling might not go forward.
Oh, I beseech thee, punish me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair and excellent ladies anything. But let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein if I be foiled, there is but one shamed that was never gracious. If killed, but one dead that was willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I take up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength I have, I would it were with you.
And mine, eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceived with you.
And your heart's desires be with you.
Come! Where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother Earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try a one fall.
No, I warrant your grace. You should not entreat him to a second that has so mightily persuaded him from a first.
Aiming to mock me after you should not have mocked me before. But come your ways. Youngest son. I would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
Were I my mother, cuz would I do this?
My father loved Sir Roland as his own, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I known this young man his son, I would have given him tears unto entreaties, ere he should thus have entered.
Gentle cousin, let us go beg and encourage him. My mother's rough and envious disposition sticks me in my heart. Gentle sir, if you keep your promises and love justly as you've exceeded all promises, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suits of fortune I could give more, but at her
heart which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless log.
He calls us back. My brother, my martyrs. Ask him what he wants. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than just your enemies.
Will you go, Cass?
Very well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Ah, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown.
Good sir, I do infringe and counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause and love, yet such is now the Duchess's condition that she so misconstrues all that you have done.
Yes, I thank you, ma'am, and pray you tell me this. Which of the two was girl of the Duchess that here was at the wrestling?
Neither her daughter, gentlemen, Africans. But yet indeed the lesser is her daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, here to keep and her serving out to keep the daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can say that of late the Duchess hath made displeasure against her gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will surely break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, and in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bound into you. Fare you well. Thus must I from smoke unto the smother, from tyrant Duchess unto a tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind,
Is it possible that on such a sudden that you should fall to so strong a liking with old Sir Alan's youngest son?
And the Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly, and this kind of chaser should hate him, for my mother hated his father dearly. Yet I hate not Orlando.
No, they hate him not for my sake. Do you love him because I do?
Let's hear it.
So here comes the Duchess. Her eyes full of anger. Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court. Me, aunt? You, cousin. Within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near a public court as in 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I do beseech your grace. Let me not the knowledge of my fault bear with me. Never so much as in the thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgations is consistent words, there's innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice me that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There's enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness
Your
banished him.
sovereign!
Hear me speak.
Ah, Celia. We stay here for your sake, as she ragged along with her father.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your remorse. I was too young then to value her. But now I know her. If she's a traitor, why so am I. We still have slept together. Rose in an instant, lured and played eat together, and wherever we went, like Juno's swans, we went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for you, and her smoothness, her very silence and her patience, speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool, and she robs thee of thy name, and thou wilt seem more bright and more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my leash. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool. Yunus, provide yourself. If you outstay the time upon my honor, in the greatness of my word, you die.
Without change parents, I will give you mine. Charge to be not more grief than I.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not. Hast Prithee, be cheerful. Knowest thou not that thou banished me, her dog?
That she hath not.
No, hath not. Rosamond lacks the love that teaches me to down, and I one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my mother seek another man. Therefore, devise for me how we may fly, whither to go and what to bear with us. Do not seek to take this change of fountain. To bury to griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven, now that our sorrows pale, say without canst, I'll go along with you.
Pray, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, no, what danger will it be to us maids as we are to travel forth so far? Beauty provoking thieves sooner than gold.
I'll dress myself in poor and mean attire, and with a kind of unguent besmirch my face, the like you do, so we may pass along and never stir assailants.
Or not better, because I am one common tall, that I suit myself all points like a man. With a gallant curlax upon my thigh, a boar spear in my head, and in my heart lies.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I will have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look, you call me Ganymede. But what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
Oh, cousin, what if we say to steal the cottage fool out of your mother's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travel?
Kill the wide road. Leave me alone to move. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together, and devise this time to save space, so we may hide from the pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go be content to liberty and not to banishment.
Now, my co-mates and sisters in exile, have not all custom made this life more sweet than that of kings and calm? Are not these woods more free from perils than the envious court? Here filled with the council's added, the season's difference as the icy fang, and careless chanting of the winter's wind, which bites and blows upon my body even till I shrink with cold. I smile and say, this is no flattery, these are counselors. And fillingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, and this our life exempt from public haunt. Find tongues in trees, books and the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good enough, free thing, I would not change it.
Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go kill a citizen?
Yeah!
And yet it irks me to pour down the cool steam. And the girls of this desert city should, in our own confined with forked heads, have their round paunches forward.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jane please agrees with that, and at that time swears you do more usurp than doth your sister that hath banished you here. Today, I came to Yunus, and myself did steal behind her, and she lay along under an oak whose antique roots peeped out upon the brook that runs along the wood.
To the which place a poor sequestered stag that from the hunter's aim. Had David heard? They cut the language, and indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that their discharge did stretch his leather coat almost to bursting. And the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose and piteous chase, and thus the hairy fool, much marked with the melancholy Jacobese, stood on the extremest verge of the swift brook, augmented with tears.
Well, what said Jake Cleese? Did he not moralize the spectacle?
Oh, yes, into 1,000 similes. Thus most infectively she hears it, body of our country, city, court, yea. And of this our life, swearing that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to frighten the animals and kill them up in their assigned and native dwelling place?
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord. We think and commentate upon the sobbing deer.
Show me the place, for I love to cover her to these sullen fits, for then she's full of matter.
I'll bring you to a street.
What was that bandana around his head for?
Okay, no man's on him. Ignacy, some villains of my court are in consent and sufferance in this.
I did not hear of any that did see them. The ladies who attendants of the chamber saw them in bed, and in the morning early they found the bed of the treasure of their mistress. My lady, the Roynish crown of whom your grace is also wont to laugh is also missing.
Send to his brother. Fetch that galley hither. If he be absent, break him to me. I'll make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition quail, to bring again these foolish men away!
Master!
Who's there?
Oh, unhappy youth. I'll go not within these doors. Your brother hath heard your praises. On this night, he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so go not
Why
there!
wouldst thou have me go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword enforce a thievish living on the common road? No, this I must do, or know not what to do.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns. On the 30 hire I saved from your father. Here's the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servants. Let me go with you. I will do the service of a younger man and all his goodness and necessities.
Good old friend, how well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world. But come thy ways, we'll go along together, and ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, I will follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty. From 17 till now, almost 80 have I lived, yet live here no more. At 17 years may their fortune seek, but at 80 is too late a week. Yet fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well and not be master's debtor.
Over, how weary are my spirits.
I cannot for my spirits. If my legs were not weary.
I knit in my heart, disgrace my man's apparel, and cry like a woman. And no one knows us, so it's of grace and petticoat. Therefore, courage! Good Athena, I pray you bear with me.
For my part, I would rather bear with you than bear you. Yet, I should bear no cross if I did bear you, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye, now am I in Arden, the more fool I. When I was at home, I was at a better place. But travelers must be content.
Aye, so content, so.
Sigh, not so, but let them go and leave you
Comes here, a
from
young man and an old
fun.
man, solemn talk.
Bertie, oh my God, looks of fun.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess I have loved ere now.
No, Corin. Being old, thou canst not guess, though in thy youth thou wast a true lover, as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, sure I think did never man love so. How many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fancy?
To 1,000 that I have around.
Oh, thou didst then ne'er love so heartily, if thou rememberst not the slightest folly that ever love did make thee run into. Thou hast not loved, or if thou hast not sat as I do now, wearying thy hearer and thy mistress' praise, thou hast not loved, or if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes thee
mortal in nature. So was all nature and love, mortal and fallen.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art aware of.
Nay, I shall never be more aware of mine own wit till I break my shins against it.
No, no, the shepherd's passion is much upon my passion.
What if you question yon man if he very gold? I almost begged to death.
Holly, clown!
Peace, fool, he's not thy kinsman.
Move off. You're better, sir. Hopefully, very wretched.
Peace, I say. Good even to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir. And to you all.
I pray you, shepherd, if that love or gold in this desert place by entertainment, bring us to where we may rest ourselves and feed. And here is a young maid who travel much pressed and fates for supper.
Yes, sir, I pity her. I wish for her sake more than for my own, my fortunes will more have to proceed with them. I am shepherd to another man and do not share the fleeces that I graze. My master is of shrillest disposition. Besides, his coats, flocks and pounds of feed are now on sale. At her sheep cook, by reason of his absence, there is little that she will feed on. But what is come and see and hear my voice, most welcome shall you be.
What is he that shall buy his pasture and flock?
That young sway that you saw here was erewhile, but little care for buying anything.
I pray you, shepherd, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the pasture, the cottage, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and could willingly waste my time in it.
But surely the place is still. Go with me. If you like upon reports, the soil, the profit, and this kind of life, then your very faithful feet are to be by the coast. Right, son?
Under the green wood tree, who loves to lie with me, and to his merry note, unto the sweet birds go. Come hither, come hither. Come hither, here shall he see no end of me but winter and rough weather. Under the greenwood tree, under the greenwood tree.
More! More, I prithee more.
It will make you melancholy.
I thank it. More, I prithee more.
My voice is ragged. I know I cannot please you.
Come, sing.
Well, I'll end the song. The Duke will drink under this tree. He hath been all this day to look you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He's too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he, but I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, mortal, come.
Who darkens his shine, and loves to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats, and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither.
I'll give you a verse to this note I made yesterday, despite of my invention.
I'll play.
Thus it goes. If it do come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his wealth and ease, a stubborn will to please. Duck dame, duck dame, duck dame. Here shall he see gross fools as he, and if he will come to me.
Ha ha ha.
I'll go sleep, if I can. If I cannot, I'll rail against all the firstborn of Egypt.
And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Ah!
Dear master, oh, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here I lie down, measuring out my grave. Farewell, kind master.
Why, how now, Adam? No greater heart in thee. Live a little, comfort a little, cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it or bring it for food to thee. Come, I will bear thee to some shelter. And thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner. If there live anything in this desert, cheerly, good Adam.
I think she'd be transformed into a beast if I could nowhere find her like a woman.
My lord, she's ready to down on heads. Hear what she carried during the song.
Oh, seek her. Tell her I would speak with her.
She sent my liquor back on the coach.
Why, how now, madame? What a life is this? That your poor friends must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool! I met a fool in the forest. A motley fool, a miserable world. As I do live by food, I met a fool who laid him down and basked him in the sun and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms. In good, set terms, and yet a fool. Fool, said I. No, ma'am, quoth he, call me not a fool, till heaven hath sent my fortune. And then he drew a dial from his coat, and looking on it with lackluster eyes, says very wisely, "This Trinidad, thus we may see," quoth he, "how the world wags. 'Tis 1 hour ago since it was 9, and in 1 hour more it will be 11. And so from hour to hour we ripe, and from hour to hour we rot and rot." And thereby hangs the tale. When I did hear the fool thus moral on the time, my lungs began to crow like chanticleer, that fools should be so deep contemplative. And I did laugh. Sans Cincinnatus. An hour by his dial. He's a noble fool, a worthy fool. Mott was the only man.
What fool is this?
A worthy fool! I were that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Ah! Forbear and eat no more.
I've eaten none yet.
Nor shall not, so necessity be served.
Art thou thus bold and man by thy distress? Or else who despises good manners, and its civility thou seemest so empty?
He dies that touches any of his fruits till I and my affairs are answered.
And you will not be answered, so with reason I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall more than your first rules of the gentleness?
I almost die for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed. And welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me. I pray you. I thought that all things have been savage here.
True it is, we've seen better days, and have the holy bell been known to church, and sat at good men's feasts and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore, sit ye down in all gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that your wanting may be ministered.
There is an old poor man who after me hath many a weary step lived in pure love, till he be first sufficed, oppressed with 2 weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch of it.
We'll find him out, and we will nothing wait till you return.
Thank ye, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest, we're not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and in its
have troubled you as if we can't question you about your fortunes. Give us some music, and good cousin, sing!
Probably loving that apple.
Hey ho, sing hey ho, unto the green holly. Most naturally staining, most loving folly. Sing hey ho, the holly. This life is most jolly. Hey, 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 hey. Freeze, freeze out in the sky. That does not bite so nigh as benefits forget. Though the water's warm, the sting is not so sharp as friends remember not. Hey ho, sing hey ho, unto the green holly. Most venturing, staining, most loving the folly. Sing, hey ho, the holly. This life is most jolly. Hey, hey. Not seen him since? Sir, that cannot be. But I were not made the better part of mercy, I should not seek an absent argument with my revenge. But look to it. Find out that brother wherever he is. Seek him with candle. Bring him dead or living within this 12 months. Or turn thou no more to seek living in this territory. Thy lands and all things that dost call thine, or seizure do we seize into our hands, till thou canst quit thee of thy brother's mouth, of what we think against thee.
Oh, that, your highness, in my heart in this, I have never loved my brother in my life.
More good than thou.
Hang there my verse, in witness of my love. And thou, thrice-crowned queen of night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above thy huntress's name that my full life doth sway. Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts I'll character, that every eye which in this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando! Carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
Is everybody going to go up to that little lobby?
If you have to use the bathroom or at CCRI, they used to actually have a table with snacks.
I know.
Like, what's up with that?
I have no snacks.
Yeah, I told you you were gonna laugh when he came out. Even his other castmates didn't know he was gonna be wearing that. They were like, what in the world? They're like, it looks like a movie of wrestling. Looks like where's Paul?
truly, shepherd, in respect of itself, it is a good life. But in respect that it's a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect that it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. And in respect that it's not in the courts, it is tedious. Now, as it is a fair life, fuck you, it fits my humor well. But as there is no more plenty in it, it goes very much against my stomach. Hast du any philosophy in you, shepherd?
No more, that I know, but the more one thinketh towards these he is. And as he that wants money, means, and content without 3 good friends. A property of grain is to wet, fire to burn. Let's big pasture, expand sheep. The great cause of the night, oh, back of the sun. And he that hath learned to know it by nature or art, may complain of good breeding, or come to a very ill figure.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Was ever at court, shepherd?
Oh no, truly.
Then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Truly, thou art damned like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
For no reason for your reason.
Why, thou never was at court, thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, thou must be wicked. And wickedness is a sin, and sin is damnation. Thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Not over with such. So those that the good manners in the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behaviors of the country are most mockable at the court. You told me you salute not at the court with your fish or hat. That courtesy would be unfilial or human shepherd.
Instance briefly, calm instance.
Why, we are still handling our youths, and the smells, you know, are greasy.
Why, do not your courtiers' hands sweat? And is not the grease of a mutton as wholesome as the sweat of a man? Shallow, shallow. A better instance, I say. Come.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Your lips will feel them sooner. Your lips will feel them sooner. Shallow again. What's founder instance, I say. Come.
Well, they are also hard with the surgery of our sheep. When you have a good car,
Most shallow man. How worms meet in respect of a good piece of flesh indeed. Learn of the wise and protect. Civet is of a piece of earth and tar. The very uncleanly flux of a cat. And the innocent shepherd.
you're too cordially away from me. I'll rest.
Well, thou rest damned? God help you, shall him.
Sir, I'm a true laborer. I earn as I eat. I get that I work. I owe no man fate, and be no man's happiness. But I live up the men's goods, and content with my heart. And the greatest of my pride is to see my ewes raised and my lambs comforted. Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western inn, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind through all the world, there's Rosalind. All the pictures fairest lined are but black to Rosalind. Let no fair be kept in mind but the fair Rosalind.
If a heart you let hide, let him speak out. Rosalind? If the cat would act the kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosalind. They that reap must sheep and bind, and the carrots make Rosalind. Sweetest nut, sourest rind. Such a nut is Rosalind. In that sweetest rose will find, must find love's prick in Rosalind. Very false album verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool, I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree yields bad fruit.
Why should this indecent be? For it is unpeopled? No! Towns will hang on every tree but still the same show.
Peace, stand aside, here comes my sister.
Son, how
though not with bag or baggage, yet with scrimmage.
You shall hear these verses.
They're small and more cute. Some of them are more cute than the verses bear.
What's the matter? The feet might bear the verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame and could not bear themselves without the verse, and therefore stood lamely in the verse.
But didst thou hear about wondering how thy name came hung and carved upon these trees? No, you who have done this.
Is it a man? I'm pretty good.
Lord, it is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes and so encounter.
Oh, hey, but who is it?
Is it possible?
I'm pretty now. Tell me who it is, little petitioner behemoths.
Oh, wonderful! Wonderful. And most wonderful of animals, and yet, after all that, I was all whooping.
I pretty tell me who it is quickly and in your face. I would have put a stammer that thou mightest pour this concealed man out of thy mouth before I took that now bottle. Either too much at once or none at all. I pretty take the cork out of thy mouth that may drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly?
Is he of God's making? What manner of man? Is his head worth the hat or his chin worth the beard?
Nay, he hath but a little beard.
For God will send more, for men will be faithful. Let me say the growth of his beard, if thou would blame me, not the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando, he that tripped up the wrestler's heels, and your heart both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take mocking. Speak, sad brow and true with me.
In vain, cuz 'tis he. Oh, and took a taste of my finding without that good observance. I found him under a tree like a dropped acorn.
May well be called Job's tree, when it comes forth such fruit.
Give me your audience, madam.
Proceed.
There he lay, stretched along like a wounded knight.
Oh, that would be a pity to see such a sight as well becomes the ground.
Holler to thy tongue and curvets unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunt.
No! I has begun to chill my heart.
I can sing my song without a burden. Thou bringest me out of tune.
Do you not know I am a fool? I think I must speak. Speak, say on.
Bring me out. Come see not here.
'Tis he! Say I thank you for your company, but good faith, I had as lief have been myself alone.
And so had I. But yet for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let's meet as little as we can.
If you desire, we may be better strangers.
I pray you mar no more trees with writing love songs on their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind is your love's name?
Yes, just.
I don't like that name.
There was no thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
Oh, he is but drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see him.
There I shall see my known figure.
Which I take to either be a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I am glad of your departure. Adieu, good Madam Melancholy.
Aw, how nice of her. Oh.
Now speak to him. Look, the saucy lackey. And under that how thou played a game with him. Do you hear, Forster?
Very well, what would you?
I pray you. What is the clock?
ask me the time of day? There's no clock in the forest.
And there be no true lover in the forest either, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour detects a lazy foot of time as well as a clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? I'm not that fit as proper.
By no means, sir. Time travels at diverse paces with diverse persons. I can tell you who time trots withal, who gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I prithee, who doth he trot withal?
Marry, he trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized. If the interim be but a 7-night, time makes him so hard, it seems the length of 7 years.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows, for though he go as softly as foot can fall, he still thinks himself too soon there.
Who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, they sleep between term, and they not perceive how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
Oh, with the shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest like fringe upon him.
Are you native of this place? Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so removing dwelling.
I have been told so of many, but indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man. One that you worship too well for there he fell in love. And I've heard and read many lectures against it. Thank God I'm not a woman. Reads that we talked with so many giddy offenses that it has generally packed the whole sex with all.
I prithee, recount some of them.
Oh, I was not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There is a man, haunts the forest that abuses our young plants with charming rosalind on their parts. Hangs odes upon hawthorns, elegies on brambles, all for such the fine name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the companion of love upon him.
I am that he that is so love-shaken. I pray you tell me your remedy.
You have none of my uncle's marks on you. Me talking to no man in love, in which case of Russia, I am sure you are not a prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A fear neglected, which you have not. Pardon me for that, for simply in having a beard as a younger brother's revenue. And then your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You rather point device in your accoutrements as loving yourself than seeming a lover of any other.
My fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
May believe it. You may as soon make her that you love believe it. But in good sooth, are you he that hangs the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to be you, by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he. That unfortunate he.
But are you so in love as your eye to speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness. And I'll tell you, this verse is well a dark house to whip as madmen do. The reason they're not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary, the whippers are in love too. Yes, I profess purely by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes! Yeah. One. And in this manner. He was to imagine me his love. This
tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, I'll show it you. And by the way, you can tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
All my heart, good you.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind.
Have a pace, good Audrey. Audrey, I will fetch up the goats, Audrey. And how on? Am I the man yet? Doth my simple feature content you?
Features? Lord warned us. What features?
I am here with thee and thy goats. And the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
Oh, knowledge. Ill-inhabited, worse than Job in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child understanding, it strikes a man more dead than the great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I will the gods may be poetical.
I don't know what poetical is. Is it honest in deed and word? Is it a true thing?
For the truest poetry is the most famous, and lovers are given to poetry. And what they swear in poetry may be said that as lovers they do think.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do truly. But thou swearest to me thou art honest. Now, if thou wert a poet, I might have some hope thou wouldst speak.
Would you not have been honest?
Oh, truly. Unless thou wert hard favored, for honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey a sauce to sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I'm not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Oh, truly. And to cast away honesty upon a foul slut, or to put away good meat into an unclean dish.
I'm not a slut! But I thank the gods I am foul.
Praise be to God for my foulness! Punishments that come hereafter. What? Be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have met with Sir Oliver Martex, the vicar of the next village, who hath promised to meet me here in this place of the forest and to couple us!
I'm see this meeting.
Will the gods give us joy?
Amen! It is said, many a man knows no end of his goods.
Oh.
Right. Many a man has good horns and knows no end of them. Well, that is the dowry of his wife. 'Tis none of his own getting. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver Martex, you are very well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give rule?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed, I'll give her.
Good evening, good master. What you call it? How are you, ma'am? You are very well met. God help you for your last company. I'm very glad to see you, even with a toy in hand.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox hath his bow, the horse his curb, and the falcon her bells, so a man hath his desires. And as pigeons do bed, so wedlock would kindly.
Will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church, and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will but join you together as they join wainscot, and then one of you will prove a shrunk panel and like green timber. War! War!
I am not in the mind, but I were better to be married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well. And not being well married, it will give me a good excuse thereafter to leave my wife.
Get thou with me, and let me counsel you.
Come, sweet Audrey, you must be married or you must live in Audrey. Farewell, good Master Oliver!
Shit.
Do not mock me, I sweet. I prithee do, but do have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
Have I not promised to weep?
As much cause as one would desire, therefore we
Faith his hair was of a good color.
an excellent color. Your chestnut was ever the color.
But why did he swear he will come this morning and comes not?
love me now. But say not so with bitterness. The common execution, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard falls, not the ass upon the humble death, but first makes pardon. Will you stern in me that he that dies and lives by bloody good?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I cannot injure thee. That tells me there's murder in mine eyes. 'Tis pretty sure, and very probable, that I, the softest and frailest things, who shepherd, coward, take an atomy, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers? Now, I do frown on thee with all of my heart. And if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill me. Now, counterfeit. Whoa! Oh, why now? Fall down. Or, if thou canst not, oh, shame, shame. Lie not to say that mine eyes are murderers. Now, show me the wound mine eye hath made. Scratch thee but with a pin, there remains some scar of it. Lean but upon a rush, the cicatrice incapable of pressure, thy palm for some moment keeps. And now mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not. Nor I am sure there is any force in mine eyes that can do harm.
Oh, dear Steve, if ever, has that ever made me sons first cheat the power of vanity? Invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But, till that time, come not thou near me! And when that time comes, afflict me, mock me not! And till that time, I shall not any fear. And I pray you, through my dear mother, that you exalt, and all at once over the wretched. What, though you have no beauty? What is this? Why do you look on me? And she means to tangle my eyes too. No, a prime mistress, hope not after it. It's not your bushy brow, your snow-like hair, pupil eyeball, nor your cheek of cream that can take my spirit to your worship. A foolish shepherd! Wherefore do you follow her? 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children.
It's not her glass, but you that flatters her. And out of you, she sees herself more stronger than any of her lineaments can show her.
Mistress, know yourself down on your knees and take up a message for a good man's love. For I must tell you, friendly in your ear, sell when you can, or not sell nothing. Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I'd rather be chide than this man. And I pray you do not fall in love with me, for I am alter than thou maiden. Besides, I like you not. Will you come, sister? Shepherd! Friar! Hard! Whoever loves that love not at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe,
What sayest thou, Sylvius?
sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I feel sorry for thee, gentle Sylvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow my grief, in love, by giving to love your sorrow, and my grief, we're both external.
Thou hast my love, is that not neighborly?
I would have you!
Sylvius. The time was that I knew, and yet it is not that I dare thee love. But, since thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which is irksome to me, I will endure, and employ thee to. But, not look for any further recompense other than thine own gladness if thou art employed. Knowest now the youth that spoke to me erewhile?
Not very well, but I have met him on making at Barker Cottage, and the balance of the old harlot once was master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy. But what care I for words? Yet ground did make offenses. I did heal it up. He's not very tall. For his years, he was tall. There was a pretty redness in his lip. A little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. It was just the difference. To fall in love with him. Oh, but for my part, I love him not nor hate him not. Yet I have more cause to hate him than to love him. I shall write him a very taunting letter. And thou shalt bear it, wilt thou, Sylvius?
Feed me with all of my heart.
I shall write it straight. The matter is in my head and in my heart. I shall be bitter with him and passing short. Go with me, Sylvius! We're not really pretty useful. Let me be better acquainted with thee. They say you are a melancholy gal. I am so. I do love it better than laughing. Those that are in extremity of either are abominable fellows and betray themselves for every modern censure with drunkards. Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing, and then 'tis good to be opposed. I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lady's, which is nice, nor the lover's, which is all of these. But it is a melancholy of mine own, compounded from many objects, extracted from many simples, and indeed in the sundry's contemplation of my travels, in which my often rumination wraps me in a most humorous sadness. A traveler! By my faith, you have good reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your own lands to the other men. That to have seen so much and have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands. Yes, I have gained my experience, and your experience makes you sad. And I'd rather have a fool make me merry than experience make me sad, and to travel for it too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Oh! Oh! Nay then, God be with you. And you talk in blank verse. Farewell, madame traveler. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover. And you served me such another could never come more in my sight.
marry us.
Then you must say I take thee, Rosalind, for what?
Take thee, Rosalind, for wife.
You take me, Orlando, for my husband. There goes a girl before the priest, and certainly a woman's thoughts runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts, they are weak.
This to you, fair youth, I can indeed give you this. I know not the contents, but as I can guess by the stern brow and bosom shaft, she can use the true writing of it. It bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but as a guilt.
Patience herself would startle at this letter, and lay the swaggerer.
I protest, I know not the contents. You did right.
Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to show her turn that a maiden's heart hath burned? No one railed us.
Call you this, really?
If the scorn of your right eye hath power to raise such a love in mine, alack in me what strange effect would they work in mild aspect? While you chide me, I did love, how now may your prayers move? He that brings his love to thee little knows its love in thee, and by him
He says this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you will know of me and what man I am, and how and where this handkerchief was stained.
I pray you, tell it.
When last I ever Orlando parted from you, left a promise to return within an hour. Pacing through the forest, lo, it fell. Threw his eye aside and marked what object had presented itself. Under an oak whose boughs were mossed with age, a wretched, ragged man lay sleeping on his back, and about his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who, with her head nimble and threats, approached the opening of his mouth. But suddenly, seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented lines, it slipped away into a bush, in which bush's shade, a lioness with udders all drawn dry lay crouching, head on ground with cat-like watch. Whether the sleeping man should stir, for 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on nothing that doth seem as dead. To this scene, Orlando did approach the man and found it was his brother, his elder. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Faith, the priest was good enough for all the old gentlemen's saying.
The most wicked Sir Oliver Audrey, the most vile Vortex!
Audrey, there's a youth here in the forest who lays claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. There's the man he.
It is meat and drink to me to see a clown. By my troth, we that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting. We cannot hold it.
Good evening, Audrey.
God ye good even, William.
And good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, gentle friend. Cover my head, cover my head.
Did pray be covered.
How old are you, friend?
By the 20, sir.
Of my age. Is thy name William?
William, sir.
Thy name was born in the forest here.
Aye, sir.
Thank God. Thank God. A fair answer. Art thou rich?
Yes, sir. So.
So. It's good. It's very good. It's very excellent good. And yet, it is not. It is but so. Art thou wise?
Aye, sir. I am pretty good.
Thou sayest well. I do now remember a saying. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be the fool. You know about this. You know about this maid.
I do, sir.
Give me your hand.
Art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for it is a figure and rhetoric that drink, being poured out of the cup and into the glass. By filling the one, doth empty the other. For all your writers do consent that ifs is he. Now you are not ifs, for I am he.
Which she, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which is in the vulgar leave, a society which abolishes company of this female, which in common is woman, which together is abandon a society of this female, or else, clown, thou perishest, or to thy better understanding, diest.
You good, William.
God rest you merry, sir.
see us.
Boy. Trip, Audrey!
I attack!
Is it possible that on so little an acquaintance you should like?
For no woman is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I.
And I for Ganymede.
I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman. Be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, all observance, and so am I for thee.
And so am I for Ganymede.
So am I for Rosalind.
So am I for no woman. If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
If this be so, I blame you me to love you.
Who do you speak to? Why blame you me to love you?
Tis she that is not here, nor doth fear.
I pray you, no more of this. Tis like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you, if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow, meet me all together. I will marry you, if I ever marry a woman, and I'll be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you if I ever satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. And I will content you with what pleases you, contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind meet, as you love Phoebe meet, as I love no woman I'll meet. Oh, fare you well, I love your commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is the joyful day, Audrey. Tomorrow we'll be married.
I do desire with all my heart, and I hope it is no dishonest desire to desire you a woman of the world.
Come, Madam, sit and a song.
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in the sea and one on shore. One thing prompting never. Sigh not so, let them go. And feel kind and bonny. Burning oils on the wall. Hey, nanny, nanny. Hey, nanny, nanny. Hey, nanny, nanny. Say no more.
Song. God be with you.
And God grant your voices.
Come, Audrey.
Oh, your pleasant singing brings me great joy.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can do all this that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe and sometimes do not. As those that fear they hope, and know they fear.
Patience! One quarrel of our ambassadors. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow on her Orlando here.
That's what I gave it to you.
And you say you will have her when I bring her.
That would I were I in all kingdoms king.
And you say you will marry me if I be willing. That will I, should I die the hour after. But if you do refuse to marry me, you'll give yourself the most faithful shepherd. So is the bargain. And you say you'll have Phoebe.
So to have her in death was both one thing.
I promise to make all this matter even. Keep your word, O Duke, to give your daughter, and you, yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. Keep your word, Phoebe, that you'll marry me, else refusing me to wed this shepherd. And keep your word, Sylvia, that you'll marry her. And from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I do remember in this shepherd voice some lively touches of my daughter's neighbor.
My good lord, the first time I met him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But my good lord, this boy is far explored, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, whom he claims to be a great magician, obscured in the circle of this forest.
There is sure another flood toward these couples are coming to the ark. Here comes a pair of very strange beasts, which in all tongues are called fools.
Salutations and greetings to you all.
Good, my lord. Bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, will put me to my gradation. I have trod in measure. I have flattered the ladies. I have been prolific with my friend, smooth with mine enemy. I have undone 3 tailors. I have had 4
bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter!
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love, adieu. I will have no father, if you not be he. I will have no husband, if you not be he.
Peace, hope. I bar confusion, as I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands if truth holds true content.
You
And you, no cross shall part. You and you, the heart and heart. You, to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together as the winter to foul weather. Whilst a wedlock hymn we sing, feed yourselves with question, that reason wonder may diminish, how thus we met, and these things finish.
let me have audience for a word or two. I am the second child of old Sir Roland that you bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duchess Frederick, hearing how every day men of great worth resorted to the court, addressed a mighty power which were on foot in her own conduct purposely, to take her brother here and put him to the sword. And so to the skirts of this wild wood she went where, meeting with an old religious man, after some questioning with him, was converted both from her enterprise and from the world. Her crown bequeathing to her banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again that were with exiles.
Welcome, young woman. Thou offers fairly to thy brother's wedding. Meantime, forget this new fallen dignity, and go on to our customary. Why use it? And you, brides and bridegrooms all, must measures keep their joy to the measures fall.
Ma'am, try your patience. If I heard you rightly, the Duchess hath taken on a religious life and thrown into neglect upon this court. She hath. She will act out of these convertites. You, your former honor I bequeath, your patience and your virtue well deserves it. You, to a love that your true faith doth merit. You, to your land and to your love and great allies. You, to a long and well-deserved debt. And you, for wrangling, for thy loving voyage is but too much. So, to your pleasures, I am for other the dancing measures.
Stay! Please, stay.
See no pastime, I. But you would have, I'll stay no again.
sweating under that thing.
Rain,